I don't know how else to say this, but my husband is manipulating and emotionally abusing me.
Oh man. Tell me about it. Whatever you're comfortable talking about. Yeah, I don't want you to just talk. Tell me as much as you feel comfortable telling me.
Where Peanut at, man? Okay.
Come on, Peanut.
Hey, listen, one day we're gonna have Peanut do this shit live.
She gotta do it live.
Yeah, where Peanut at? We ain't seen her in a minute.
Yeah, you know, she gotta do the school thing.
Yeah. Christmas break coming up, so we should get her one of those weeks.
Yup, yeah.
All right, cool.
Tell her to come in live. We can be like, Peanut. She's gonna run in here.
Come on, Peanut.
She's gonna run in here and run her ass right back out.
Right.
It's this John podcast.
Aww. Let's go.
I don't know how else to say this, but my husband is manipulating and emotionally abusing me.
Oh man. Tell me about it. Whatever you're comfortable talking about. Yeah, I don't want you to just talk. Tell me as much as you feel comfortable telling me.
Okay, so let me just start from the beginning. When my husband and I first started dating, we had this deep conversation about cheating. He told me clear as day, if this ever happens, I need to know straight away. If you tell me and it only happens once, I think I could forgive you. And honestly, that stuck with me. It made me feel like, okay, if I ever screwed up, at least being honest would matter to him more. Fast forward 5 years and we're married now. A couple weeks ago, there was this company party, and I don't even know how to say this, but I made a huge mistake. I slept with a coworker. I know, it's awful. It was a moment of weakness, and I've hated myself every second since it happened. That conversation we had all those years ago, it kept playing in my head. I thought, if I just told him, at least I'd have a chance to fix things, you know? So a couple of nights ago, I brought it up. I asked him if he remembered those conversations we had about cheating. At first, he was like, which one? Because we had a lot of talks like that early on. So I reminded him about how he said he would forgive me if it only happened once, if I was honest. And then I told him everything. His reaction was immediate. He looked mortified. He didn't even say anything, just packed his stuff and left. I begged him to stay. I was crying, apologizing, trying to explain, but he wouldn't listen.
Right.
He said he needed to cool down and walked out. The next day, we finally talked, and I tried to remind him of that conversation, thinking maybe it would help him maybe understand why I confessed. And do you know what he did? He laughed. He was just there on the other end of the phone laughing. Then he told me that he never meant any of it. That he only said he'd forgive me back then, to make sure I'd confess if I ever cheated. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I know what I did was wrong. I'm not denying that for a second, but to hear him say he lied to me, that all this time he never actually meant to forgive me, it felt like, I don't know, like I'd been set up. Now he's planning to divorce me, and he said there's nothing I can say or do to make him change his mind. And I get it. I broke his trust. But at the same time, it feels like he broke mine too. I believed we had this understanding, you know? And maybe if I knew he was lying, I wouldn't have cheated in the first place.
She lost her.
What did she just say?
She said, I'll repeat it for her.
Oh my gosh.
If I knew that he was lying, I wouldn't have cheated in the first place.
So basically, you made that intentional decision to cheat on your husband. Get out of jail free card. Therefore, who's the liar and manipulator? It's definitely not the husband.
She's a crackhead. That's what I'm.
Hold on.
She must be doing crack.
Hold on.
It's the only logical explanation.
Only logical explanation, bro.
I'm just trying to figure out where does it come in that the husband was a manipulator? Like, where is that?
Accountability.
So this is how my mind works. For her to go to an office party and have sex with a coworker, it's one of two things.
You already had some feelings for this dude.
You've already been.
It was a work husband.
Yeah, you've already been in tune with this guy.
Right.
Yep.
Or you are a 304. Either way, I don't want to be with you because you've either premeditated this situation with this person, so you was cheating way before you had the sex.
And that was the perfect opportunity.
Yep. Or you are a hoe. And I don't want to be with you anyway. So either way, because my whole thing is if you
didn't want to be with you.
Say if this wasn't a premeditated thing, like y'all wasn't, and you just you did this. What stops you from doing this when you go out?
Exactly.
If you got drunk at your office party and did that with a coworker, how I know you ain't going to the bar on Saturday and do the same thing because the
with a stranger.
So this is my thing. What the husband must have saw something back then when he had that conversation.
No, he didn't.
He premeditated that. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Exactly.
No,
and that shit was smart. It was smart.
That's what I'm saying. He must have saw something in her.
I don't even think he saw something. I think he
For
just
her
was.
to even do that, like, why would you? See, this is my thing. If the roles were reversed, how would she feel? She would feel the same exact way, probably worse.
He's
not wrong.
He probably just had in his mind that I'm gonna lie to you and make you think that I'm going to forgive you because I want you to be woman enough to come up and tell me you cheated. But I have no intentions of staying with you back. I just want to know.
Listen, that was a way of him to get her to confess.
Yeah, he wanted
to the
her
crime.
to.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. That motherfucker, he played the long game.
He did.
He played that shit to chef's kiss.
My thing is
a chef's kiss.
It was no point in getting married if you knew you was going to do that. Like I said, for her to do that with the work husband, it was already something there to begin with. Because ain't no way in hell, perfect opportunity. You at a work event, and now all of a sudden you that loose enough with this one specific person.
She knew.
All we know is one. She might have got a train ran on.
Hey,
she thought that shit was a get out of jail free card. Because I want to know this. Who really thinks about a conversation that they had 5 years, or is it 3-4 years ago? Like, oh shit, well,
like you sit there.
I know. I mean, he know that. I know that he's going to let me get out of this if I come correct.
Bullshit.
That heifer G was planning that shit for the longest.
She tried to use that as insurance,
and I wouldn't be surprised that was her first time.
She tried to use that as insurance because at the end of the day, if you're a person that's not going to cheat, that conversation is null and void. It don't matter.
You wouldn't even be remembering
even if you had that conversation. Like, okay,
even remember that conversation.
My husband did say yada yada yada, but I ain't no cheater anyway. So
it don't matter
to me.
It don't matter.
But we never gonna have this conversation again. But she used that as insurance. Okay, I know I'm a little loose with this goose.
Oh,
so
wow.
I know I'm gonna have to be able to get back with my man.
Yep,
that's what it was.
Boy, let me tell you something. You know
Ridiculous.
what? I got to give it to them. You know, man, what my fucking fat. All right, I got to give it to the husband. That husband played the long game, and he protected himself. That should be like cheaters insurance. Like, yeah, listen here, baby girl. Look, if you ever cheat on me, I forgive you. Just come correct. I forgive you. We can work through it. I cheated last week. Bitch, bye.
Right. And I'm gonna cash in this policy right here because I want all my date money back. Thank you.
Man. Let's go to the comments. So, first comment is from BDU veteran. I don't even want to know what BDU stand for. It may be some nasty shit, but he says she meant to say that she tried to manipulate her husband and it didn't work. So now he is emotionally abusing her.
And he's not. I mean, especially from what we just heard, I didn't hear that he did anything wrong.
He didn't do a damn thing wrong. But see, this thing that kills me, man. That show, when we replay this, I will definitely put up the title and the content creator of that show. If a person called me and said, hey, listen, my husband manipulated me and then she ran away, I'm like, no, listen here, heifer G. You tried to pull some slick shit on your husband, but he was 2 steps ahead of you. He played you to the fucking T. Yo.
What old head say on that commercial? Gotta be quicker than that.
Gotta be quicker
than that.
Yeah, but like I said, like to me, the way I think, it had to been something in her that he saw for him to even say that, to even mention it.
Well, maybe how about this, T? Maybe he been played before, and he probably said, or an old head schooled him like, "Yo, man, listen, say this at the beginning of every relationship, and it may help you out in the long run."
Or he knows that 80% of divorces are filed by women, so he needed to have his one up just in case she tries to. Or maybe he knew that. Maybe he didn't know that she was a cheater, but maybe he knew that she was a victim. She always played the victim, and she could try to manipulate situations. So he was like, "All right, before she try to manipulate a situation once we get married, and then try to divorce me and get alimony and da 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 da."
Right. Let me put this out here
You
first.
have one up on her, so that could happen.
I bet. Oh, in the building we got Darian in the building.
Hey, Darian.
Darian in the building.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean? Welcome to the party. Well, I got to fix me a drink before I go to the next comment. And I mean, this Wolford.
Let's go to comment number 2. CJ, read comment number 2.
Comment number 2 from AC. It says, "Is this girl serious right now?"
Apparently so.
The fact that she called up a damn show later, that clip was like 5 minutes.
Right, the host is sitting there like, wait a minute.
He waiting for the drop.
Right.
He sitting there, you see him the whole time. He like, oh wait.
Like, okay, I'm waiting.
Okay,
like,
wait.
what's the point?
Yeah,
Yeah, he like, oh, what the problem is?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you got caught. Well, you know, if I would have known this from the beginning, maybe I wouldn't have.
It's
Maybe you wouldn't have been a hoe.
no.
If you wasn't being a hoe, none of this
Shouldn't have
happened.
did it in the first place.
Very simple.
I tell you, that's why you can't trust them heifer G's.
That's why you
Jesus
can't
ain't
trust
loyal.
them guys. Them dudes.
Oh my God! Here she
them
go. Here she go with the bullshit, y'all. Here she go with the bullshit. Next comment is from the real D Rose. As a divorce lawyer, I can't trust people anymore.
Wow.
I
bet
knew
they
she
hear
was
all the
lying
stories.
with the first sentence.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's a shame.
It's very tragic.
I bet them divorce lawyers hear so many stories. I bet that's an entertaining job.
What? What? You man?
Look, let me go to work just to hear today's story.
And them damn divorce lawyers, they be knocking on women off too.
Oh,